I stood in the mirror with tears in my eyes and I made a decision. And that decision ended up changing my body and my bank account. Let's talk about it.
When I think about His grace, His freedom, something like a woman prays. I'm grateful for the loving that you gave.
Hey friend, I'm McLean, financial coach, fractional CFO, and your go-to for real talk on ministry, marriage, money, and motivation. When I started tracking my steps, that's when I realized that I was spending a lot of money with a gym membership that I was barely using. And so when I invested in a walking pad that I can actually walk to at home, I literally broke up with the gym, okay? Got that walking pad and that trampoline, and I saved a lot more money by getting that walking pad at the middle part of last year and being able to flow it over to this year. There was a lot of money saved just by that one decision. I want to talk about my journey because I have lost at this point a little over 35 pounds. I started this journey around 260 something, and I'm a little bit right around 220, a little bit under 220. Ooh. Oh, okay. Anyway, the point is, Crystal, chill out. I really wanted to give some strategies and some tips because I will be honest, I've been on a yo-yo my entire adult journey. Like I would lose, I would gain, I would lose, I would gain, I would lose, and I would gain. And I will say that this has been the most consistent journey that I've been on in my adult life. And this has been the journey where I've lost weight and I've been able to keep it off for a good length of time. And I want to give some tips that have helped me stay on that journey. A tip that really resonated with me heavily is consistency. Y'all, I cannot stress this enough. I really thought it was just like a buzzword until I understood. So the first thing that was really helpful was I sat down with my coach, and my coach, I started off with 8,000 steps a day. Then I moved up to 10,000 steps. And then now I'm at 12,000 steps a day. And so the biggest thing with that was that was a good, almost like goal to reach daily, right? And instead of me saying statements like, I need to go to the gym today, or I need to, I say, I get to move my body today, so how will I do that? Changed everything for me. Like, I get to move my body. There are people that are paralyzed, that literally pass out for being able to use the limbs that we take for granted every day. And so the fact that I say I get to move my body makes me a lot more grateful. And so having that step goal in place was really powerful. So consistency, meaning every day. And y'all, it was some Sundays after church that your girl was like, okay, I still got 3,000 steps to go. And I was like, I ain't doing it. And I was like, no, but you got to do this every day. And so that really helped me to understand that consistency was really more so a mindset that it doesn't matter, like keep the commitment you made to yourself. And so that was one thing. The step goal progression. When I first started with the 8,000 steps, it felt like the worst thing ever. Then I was consistently doing well over 8,000 steps a day. Then when I went up to 10,000, I was like, there is no way. Now I'm at 12,000. I'm doing over 14,000 steps a day, and it's almost unconsciously. And so I will always say, start where you are. Don't try to jump into 12K steps and 14K steps and 15K steps. And then every day you're failing. Start where you are. That progression really does help you build up some momentum and be able to start there. Another thing is a device. So I have what's called a Garmin watch, and it is specifically for like those that like athletes, or not me an athlete. Did y'all hear that? Because I heard it. Okay. Anyway, stay focused. So it is literally for, really it's used for a lot of runners, which your girl been running. Oh, you ain't up? Okay. Okay, anyway. So whether you have an Apple Watch or a Garmin watch or Android watch, it don't matter, any type of watch. Most of the watches today track your steps. And so I would definitely make sure you start there, because that actually, even if you don't start the first week with trying to reach a step goal, at least okay, I normally traditionally, I got the watch on, and at night I would check to see what is my normal range right now based on my work cadence or whatever? If I don't do anything out of the ordinary, my normal steps is around 6,000 steps, right? So you know you are at a good starting point. So maybe you're saying, okay, I'm going to reach for 8,000 steps because that's going to take a little bit more effort for me to get that done. But at least I know my range currently is around 6,000 steps. So that's one thing I would highly recommend, is to make sure you actually have a step tracker, some type of device that's actually tracking your steps. I want to make sure I'm covering all my points. The habit of doing it every day and doing it and doing it. Okay. The habit of doing it every day is, there's something that happens, and I'm not preaching, something that happens in your psyche when you literally are like, I'm doing it anyway. You don't feel the best, I'm doing it anyway. You had a rough day at work, I'm doing it anyway. Okay, when you get to the point where you stop telling yourself what you're not doing and what you are doing and all these things, everything shifts. Like, everything shifts. So I really want to talk to the person that literally have been on this whole up and down journey, that I want to educate you on, the more and more you stop, the more it's harder for you to get back up. But being able to do something every single day is building a habit and a level of resiliency that you can continue to build upon, right? But if you start and stop and start and stop, it's going to be hard. So the habit of doing it every day. I'm grateful that I actually did have a coach that sat down with me. So we didn't do that whole like workout thing and all of that. We met once a month. And she gave me a plan. And like when I first met with her, I'm gonna be honest, like I didn't have no vitamin regimen. I didn't have no step goal. I was starting from ground zero. This was in the middle part of November of last year. So just telling y'all how close it was. But I was starting from ground zero, well over 260 pounds. And I literally had no type of structure or anything. And one of the things that she said to me that was so powerful is she was like, Crystal, I really want you to understand this. You are one that normally try to take everyone on this journey with you. You want to take your husband, your daughter, your friend, whoever on this journey with you. She said, I just need you to understand that this season is about you. This season is about you sowing into you. And that shifted for me because she was like, sometimes you may have to cook 2 meals because you can't eat what they eat, right? They may want something else. Then that's you investing in nourishing you. But you're going to have to get some sleep at night. You're going to have to drink this amount of water a day. These are the things you have to do to take care of you. And I realized that I was taking care of everybody else, but I was not ever taking care of me. And ultimately, I felt like I was dying slowly because I did not nourish myself at all. So I now shifted that language from working out and all of that to, no, I'm nourishing or I'm investing in my body. I believe even the language you say around this journey is important, because if you go to like, I got to work out, that comes with the anxious energy versus I'm nourishing my body, which sounds more calm and more peaceful. And you also give your body grace to embrace this new journey. Right? When you are like rushing to get to a certain level, now you're not even giving your body grace or permission to go the route and the pace that it wants to go in. So now you're putting all this pressure on your body versus, no, my goal is to get 12K steps a day. I get to move my body every day. So how will I do it? And I'm nourishing myself versus I got to do this in order to. So that's when things begin to change, when you start to change the language around it. So I would recommend a device that's tracking it. I would recommend, don't just start with the gym membership. I did not start with a gym membership because the reality was I was not consistent enough to get or to keep a gym membership. Okay. So that's how I was able to save money, because your girl was not ready for a gym membership. How many of y'all have a membership and that gym ain't seen you since you seen it? Ooh. Okay. All right. So we're not going to do that in this season. We're going to save money. But the walking pad, that one-time investment into a walking pad or just walking around my neighborhood, the rebounder, trampoline, helped me if the weather was bad outside or whatever. So I never had an excuse as to meeting my goals. And that is the one thing that I would recommend. Put away all of the excuses. Stop negotiating with yourself. Stop saying I can or I need to do that. No. Get to a point where you stop negotiating with yourself and really be able to keep the commitments you made to yourself. So I really wanted to make sure you had some strategies on this journey to ensure that you are able to nourish your body as well as nourish your wallet. Okay, so as I end this video, I want to remind you that you do not need to start big. You just need to start and not stop. That is the whole strategy. If you literally say, I'm just gonna do something every day, start and not stop, that is the big strategy. So I hope you got something out of this. Listen, if you learned something or you want to communicate, comment something in the chat. Comment strong in the chat. I want to read your comment. I want to help you on your fitness journey. I'm still growing. So helping you may look like me just encouraging you in this season or accountability, but I want to wrap my arms around you and let you know you got this, friend. Friend, you got this, okay? You can do this. I'm so proud of you. And not only will you be able to feel the difference in your body, but you're gonna feel the difference in your good wallet if you follow and stay tuned, okay? Listen, I hope this provided some level of encouragement to let you know that the process is needed in order for you to get the results that you desire. I hope to see you all on the next video, and I cannot wait to see the progress that you all made. Thank you so much. See y'all later. Love y'all.
When I think about His grace.